PCRFM, breakfast show on for Tuesday. There's the beautiful South and a little time. John Baker, our roving reporter, is coming up a bit later than normal this morning. We'll hear John at about 8:20. Now, on to our interview with Debbie from the Yorkshire Building Society, based in the heart of Peterborough City Centre. In fact, the branch is sandwiched right in between Wildwood and Nando's. And each week we meet a different city centre business, all thanks to Peterborough Positive, the city's business improvement district. And this week we're talking money. And I went along to meet Debbie, who works at the Yorkshire Building Society. And Debbie explained to me how long that building had been a building society.
Yeah, so it used to be originally Peterborough Building Society, that then became Norwich and Peterborough Building Society, which then joined with Yorkshire Building Society. So this actually was the original Peterborough Building Society's head office.
And one of the big posters I read said something like, building futures for 150 years. And you pointed out, actually, it's more than that now.
Yes, we've just passed our 160-year anniversary. So we've been in business helping people, find a place to call home and to build their savings and become financially secure for all that time.
What's the difference between a bank and a building society?
It's a really interesting question. A lot of people don't know the difference. So banks have shareholders. A building society, we're mutual, so we don't have shareholders. We're owned by our customers. They are our members. So we don't have to make a profit to pay shareholders. All our profits are put back into the products and services that we offer to our customers.
And of course, as a building society, it's all about money. And you and all of the other building societies out there look after our money. So have you yourself always taken a keen interest in understanding how best to save and how best to spend?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about, I always say when I see a customer, it's about helping them be in a better position when they walk out the door than when they walked in my door. So be that to help them build their savings from scratch, to get better interest rate, to remortgage their home or to buy a new home. I have a real passion for helping people.
I can see that. And some people need more help than others, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And, I do think one of the things we need to do is help support and educate our customers and the wider community outside of that to understand money and how to make it work better for them.
Yeah. I want to talk about how the Yorkshire Building Society engages in the community here in Peterborough, because I've been hearing that you do quite a lot of that. Should we start with a little bit on the local charities that you've been supporting lately? What can you share with us on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have our own charitable foundation, and either our members or our colleagues can actually nominate local good causes that either alleviate poverty or improve health or well-being for small grants. So we've put through or had approved nearly £9,000 this year. So we've helped the Light Project, Little Miracles, to just name a couple that we've done.
That's great. Both those charities are so special here in Peterborough particularly. So to give them, £9,000 or so is just great. What about school visits? Somebody told me that as a building society, you can kind of get into schools and teach the little ones about money. Is that right? And if so, what do you do?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a scheme called Our Money Minds, and we absolutely go into schools and we will financially educate the children depending on their age level to what's appropriate to them. But we do it far more than just the schools. So we will also go out to local community groups. So, for example, Brownies. We go do older children. So we've been out to Peterborough College just this week, actually, and run 2 days worth of sessions with them. And we can support adults as well. So we can go into community centres or into businesses and actually run sessions to help educate people.
And what do those sessions look like? What's the education that you give?
So it really is very age appropriate. So, for example, for the children, we're starting to teach them about how money works, how to budget, but really on a level that's appropriate for them. So one of the activities they participate in is called Project Party. So they're actually budgeting for their own party and starting to understand they can't have everything for the amount of money they've got and how to choose how to use their money.
And are the kids really engaged with it?
Oh, yeah, really. I mean, we get lots of really lovely feedback both from the teachers and from the children as well. They're very interactive sessions.
You mentioned it's age dependent. So what about for the older lot? You mentioned you went into the college. What kind of teaching did you give to college students?
Yeah, so again, it is very much about their understanding how money works, but we will be talking to them more about how much do their mobile phone bills cost, how do gas and electric work, and as I say, very age appropriate as they're starting to grow up and use money more.
Because I would say, and I'm sure people listening to this conversation would agree, teaching our children the importance of understanding budgeting the money you have is crucial, and maybe that's something that schools don't necessarily get to teach the children, and yet it's a really important life lesson, isn't it?
Yeah, we absolutely believe that it's a vital life skill to kind of support children and all the way through to adults who may not have had that when they were growing up, to understand how to use money and how to save money.
I also noticed, Debbie, when I walked in, that there were signs up talking about scams and frauds. Do you also help people avoid getting caught out like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are running a fraud and scams day. So the Peterborough police have come and joined us today to help educate our customers and go through some of the kind of common scams. But we, as employees of the Building Society, are constantly vigilant to save our customers from being subjected to any scams that they might encounter.
Final question is about something I saw when I approached the Building Society today. I mentioned that you're sandwiched in between Nando's and Wildwood, and anyone in Cathedral Square, if you look up, you will see these amazing statues. They're dotted around various parts of the city centre, and they're called Gormleys, and you've got one.
Yes, so from the sculptor Alistair Gormley, and we're lucky enough to host one of the 3 sculptures that he's put in the city centre as part of the Look Up campaign that they had, so we are very lucky to have that.
You're proud of that, aren't you?
Yeah, it's fantastic. I was lucky enough to meet him when they were installed and revealed back into the city centre.
Fabulous. Well, Debbie, great to meet you. You and your team here at the Yorkshire Building Society, right in the heart of Cathedral Square in the Peterborough City Centre. Keep being brilliant. It's lovely to hear about the charity work that you're doing as a building society and how you get out into the local community to help teach people the importance of budgeting and of money. And it's really nice to meet you. Thank you.
Lovely to meet you too. Thank you.